Most men believe loyalty is earned through effort. Be attentive, be supportive, provide stability, show love consistently. These things matter, but they don't guarantee anything. You can do everything right and still watch a woman drift away emotionally. You can invest time, energy, resources, and genuine care, only to realize that loyalty was never secured by those actions alone. This realization feels unfair, even disorienting, because it contradicts the idea that good behavior produces predictable outcomes. So what is she actually loyal to? Not just to kindness, not just to history, not even just to love. Women, like all humans, are ultimately loyal to what fulfills their deepest emotional needs in the present moment. If those needs shift or stop being met, loyalty can weaken regardless of past investment. This is not cruelty, it is psychology. Attachment follows perceived value, not obligation. Stoicism offers a powerful perspective here. Instead of trying to control another person's choices, you focus on understanding the underlying forces that guide them. When you recognize what truly anchors loyalty, you stop chasing approval and start cultivating presence. Importantly, this one thing is not superficial. It is not money, status, or appearance alone. Those factors can attract attention, but they rarely sustain devotion. The core driver operates deeper, influencing how she feels about herself, about you, and about the relationship's future. Think of loyalty as gravity. Objects orbit what exerts the strongest pull. If another force becomes stronger, trajectories change. Your goal is not to compete with every possible alternative, but to embody the qualities that create consistent gravitational pull. Many men attempt to secure loyalty through control, monitoring behavior, restricting freedom, or demanding reassurance. These strategies often backfire because they replace attraction with obligation. Obligation can maintain proximity, but it erodes desire. And without desire, loyalty becomes fragile. True loyalty emerges when being with you feels better than being without you, not because alternatives are unavailable, but because they seem inferior by comparison. She stays not out of fear or convenience, but because leaving would mean losing something meaningful. In this video, you will discover the single principle that women tend to remain loyal to above all else, along with the key behaviors that strengthen or weaken it. Understanding this shifts your focus from trying to hold someone to becoming someone worth holding onto. Because the uncomfortable truth is simple. Women are not loyal to effort alone. They are loyal to the experience that effort creates. Let's begin with the first dimension of that experience, the foundation that determines whether loyalty can grow at all. Before we start, considering the community, it's a one-time payment, not a subscription. You enroll once, and your access is permanent. Here's how it works. You get immediate access to the full course, structured, practical, and designed to change how you think and act, not just motivate you for a day. You are automatically added to the private community, a focused space with like-minded men on the same path. No noise, no judgment. You benefit from everything that comes next. New courses, updates, future lessons, and even books are included at no extra cost. You keep access forever. No monthly fees, no renewals, no locked content later. Think of it less like buying a course and more like entering a long-term brotherhood for growth, discipline, and real results. If you're serious about leveling up your mindset, confidence, and direction, this is where the real transformation happens, not just on YouTube. Section number 1. She is loyal to how you make her feel about herself. At the deepest level, people stay where their identity feels enhanced. A woman may appreciate what you do for her, but she becomes loyal to how she feels about herself when she is with you. Does she feel admired or overlooked? Confident or insecure, calm or anxious, empowered or diminished. These emotional reflections shape attachment far more than material contributions. If being with you makes her feel valued, capable, and understood, she associates the relationship with personal elevation. Your presence becomes a mirror that reflects a stronger version of herself. Leaving would mean losing not just you, but that version of who she feels she can be. Conversely, if interaction consistently triggers doubt, criticism, or tension, loyalty weakens even if you provide stability or affection. Humans naturally gravitate toward environments that reinforce positive self-perception. This is not vanity, it is psychological survival. A Stoic man strengthens identity without flattery. He notices genuine qualities, intelligence, resilience, kindness, creativity, and acknowledges them specifically. Generic compliments feel shallow, but precise recognition feels authentic. She senses that you see her as a complex individual rather than a role. Importantly, this dynamic is not about constant praise. Excessive admiration can feel artificial or even manipulative. The key is balanced affirmation combined with honest perspective. When you encourage her strengths while remaining grounded, your feedback carries credibility. Another component is emotional safety. If she can express thoughts without fear of ridicule, explore ambitions without dismissal, and show vulnerability without punishment, her confidence grows. She associates that growth with you, reinforcing attachment. Identity reinforcement also occurs through shared success. Supporting her goals, celebrating achievements, and respecting independence communicates that you are not threatened by her development. Instead, you are aligned with it. This partnership mindset transforms loyalty from obligation into collaboration. Many men unintentionally undermine this process by competing with their partner, minimizing accomplishments, or offering backhanded compliments. Even subtle negativity can accumulate, shifting the emotional tone of the relationship. She may not consciously identify the cause, but the decline in self-perception becomes noticeable. Another powerful factor is consistency. Occasional validation cannot offset frequent indifference or criticism. Reliable positive regard builds trust that your perception of her is stable rather than situational. Ultimately, a woman stays loyal where she feels like her best self, not because she is dependent, but because she is flourishing. The relationship becomes a context for growth rather than limitation. This is why someone may leave a materially comfortable situation for a less secure one that feels emotionally empowering. Identity often outweighs convenience when long-term decisions are made. In the end, she is not only choosing a partner, she is choosing the version of herself she becomes with that partner. Section number 2. She is loyal to emotional stability. Excitement attracts attention, but stability sustains attachment. In the early stages of attraction, unpredictability can feel thrilling. The unknown creates anticipation, and emotional highs intensify bonding. But over time, constant volatility becomes exhausting. Humans crave a baseline of calm where they can rest, think clearly, and feel secure. A woman becomes deeply loyal to the person who provides that calm. Emotional stability does not mean absence of feeling. It means consistency in how feelings are expressed and managed. When your reactions are proportionate, your tone remains measured, and your behavior aligns with your words, interaction feels safe rather than precarious. Unpredictable responses create tension even without overt conflict. If she cannot anticipate how you will react to bad news, disagreement, or stress, she may remain guarded. Guardedness limits intimacy because vulnerability requires trust in your emotional control. A Stoic man regulates himself before attempting to influence the situation. If he feels anger, he pauses. If he feels anxiety, he processes it internally rather than projecting it outward. This discipline communicates that problems will not spiral into chaos simply because emotions arise. Another aspect is reliability during difficult periods. Anyone can be pleasant when circumstances are favorable. Loyalty strengthens when support remains steady during hardship, illness, career setbacks, family issues, or personal struggles. Your presence becomes associated with resilience rather than fragility. Stability also reduces the need for constant reassurance. When she trusts that your care is not conditional on her performance or mood, she can relax into authenticity. She does not need to manage you emotionally, freeing energy for connection rather than maintenance. Importantly, stability should not be confused with monotony. You can still be playful, passionate, and spontaneous while maintaining emotional grounding. The difference is that excitement occurs within a stable framework, not at the expense of it. Many relationships fail because intensity substitutes for stability. Dramatic reconciliations, heated arguments followed by passionate closeness, or cycles of withdrawal and pursuit create a roller coaster dynamic. While this pattern can feel addictive, it erodes long-term security. A stable partner offers a different experience. Calm without boredom, reliability without stagnation, warmth without volatility. Spending time together feels restorative rather than draining. Another dimension is conflict resolution. Disagreements handled respectfully strengthen trust because they demonstrate durability. Avoiding conflict entirely can lead to suppressed resentment, while explosive conflict damages safety. Balanced communication preserves both honesty and harmony. Ultimately, loyalty grows where peace is reliable. When she associates you with emotional steadiness, your presence becomes a refuge from the unpredictability of life. Leaving would mean returning to uncertainty. In the long run, excitement may draw her toward you, but stability convinces her to stay. It transforms attraction into attachment, not through control, but through the quiet assurance that life beside you will not become a storm she must endure. Section number 3. She is loyal to consistent respect. Attraction can begin with desire, but loyalty is sustained by respect. Respect is not just politeness or good manners. It is the underlying message that her thoughts, boundaries, time, and individuality matter. When a woman feels respected consistently, she experiences the relationship as dignified rather than transactional. This sense of dignity is deeply tied to long-term commitment. Disrespect, even in subtle forms, erodes attachment faster than most men realize. Interrupting her frequently, dismissing her opinions, making jokes at her expense in public, ignoring boundaries, or treating her time as less valuable all signal that her position in your life is conditional. She may tolerate occasional missteps, but repeated patterns accumulate, creating emotional distance. A Stoic man demonstrates respect through attention and restraint. He listens fully before responding. He acknowledges perspectives even when he disagrees. He avoids humiliating or belittling language, especially during conflict. This composure communicates that the relationship is a partnership, not a hierarchy. Another dimension of respect is reliability. Showing up on time, honoring commitments, and communicating clearly signal that you value her experience. Chronic lateness, cancellations, or vague plans can imply that her needs are secondary to your convenience. Respect also includes autonomy. You encourage her independence rather than restricting it. Monitoring behavior, excessive jealousy, or attempts to control social interactions often masquerade as care, but feel suffocating. Genuine respect trusts her judgment while maintaining your own boundaries. Public behavior matters as well. How you speak about her to others, how you introduce her, and how you treat her in social settings all contribute to perceived status within the relationship. Feeling acknowledged rather than hidden reinforces security and pride in the partnership. Importantly, respect must be mutual to sustain loyalty. If only one partner maintains standards, imbalance develops. A woman is more likely to remain committed when she perceives reciprocity, both people valuing each other's contributions and perspectives. Conflict is a critical test of respect. Heated moments reveal whether underlying regard persists under pressure. Insults, contempt, or dismissive attitudes during arguments can damage trust profoundly because they suggest that respect is conditional on agreement. Conversely, disagreements handled calmly can strengthen loyalty. They demonstrate that the relationship can withstand tension without degrading into hostility. She learns that honesty does not threaten connection. Many men focus on grand romantic gestures while neglecting everyday respect. Flowers and gifts cannot compensate for daily irritation or condescension. Loyalty grows from consistent treatment, not occasional displays. Ultimately, a woman stays loyal where she feels honored rather than merely accommodated. Being respected affirms her worth independently of attraction or convenience. Leaving such an environment feels like losing a foundation of dignity, not just affection. In the long run, desire may fluctuate, circumstances may change, but respect provides continuity. It anchors the relationship in something deeper than emotion, a stable recognition of each other's humanity. Section number 4. She is loyal to growth and progress. Human beings are not wired to remain static. Over time, people either feel they are evolving or they feel they are stuck. And when someone associates a relationship with stagnation, loyalty begins to weaken, even if love still exists. A woman is far more likely to stay devoted where she senses forward movement, personal, emotional, or practical. Growth creates hope. Hope makes the future feel expansive instead of repetitive. When she sees you learning, improving, adapting, and pursuing meaningful goals, she interprets the relationship as a journey rather than a holding pattern. Being with you promises new experiences instead of endless reruns of the same day. A Stoic man demonstrates progress through discipline. He refines habits, strengthens skills, and confronts weaknesses without dramatizing the process. He does not announce transformation constantly. He embodies it quietly. This consistency signals that stability will coexist with advancement, not replace it. Another dimension is shared growth. Encouraging her ambitions, celebrating achievements, and supporting personal development fosters a collaborative dynamic. She feels that the relationship expands both lives rather than prioritizing one over the other. Mutual progress reinforces partnership. Stagnation, by contrast, breeds frustration. Repeating unhealthy patterns, avoiding responsibility, or resisting change can create the impression that the future will mirror the present indefinitely. Even if current conditions are tolerable, lack of improvement erodes optimism. Importantly, growth does not require constant upheaval. Small, steady improvements often feel more sustainable than dramatic shifts. Learning a new skill, improving health, advancing in career, or strengthening emotional intelligence all contribute to the perception of momentum. Growth also applies to the relationship itself. Communication deepens, trust strengthens, and shared experiences accumulate. If the bond feels more meaningful over time rather than repetitive, attachment intensifies. She perceives investment paying dividends. Many men assume loyalty comes from maintaining the status quo. In reality, maintenance without evolution can feel like decline. Life circumstances change, expectations shift, and individuals mature. Without adaptation, compatibility can fade even between people who once fit perfectly. Another aspect is resilience. Progress often involves overcoming challenges together. Successfully navigating difficulties builds confidence in the relationship's durability. She learns that setbacks do not halt movement. They become part of the trajectory. Growth also enhances attraction. Seeing you pursue purpose and self-improvement reinforces respect and admiration. These emotions sustain desire long after novelty fades. You become not just familiar, but inspiring. Ultimately, a woman stays loyal where she feels life is moving forward, not standing still. Leaving would mean abandoning accumulated progress and starting over, which feels costly, both emotionally and practically. In the long run, loyalty attaches to momentum. When the relationship becomes a vehicle for evolution rather than a barrier to it, commitment transforms from obligation into enthusiasm. Because no one wants to remain where they are shrinking, but many will stay where they are becoming more. Section number 5. She is loyal to the emotional experience you create. More than words, promises, or history, people remember how someone consistently makes them feel. Two relationships can look similar from the outside. Similar routines, similar lifestyles, similar commitments, yet feel completely different internally. One may feel draining, tense, or empty. The other feels warm, energizing, and meaningful. Loyalty tends to attach not to structure, but to experience. A woman stays where the emotional atmosphere feels right. This atmosphere is shaped by everyday interactions: tone of voice, humor, patience, empathy, presence, and responsiveness. Small moments accumulate into a general emotional climate. If most interactions leave her feeling understood, relaxed, and appreciated, attachment deepens almost automatically. A Stoic man contributes to a positive climate through self-regulation. He does not bring unnecessary chaos into the space. When he enters a room, tension decreases rather than increases. His calm presence stabilizes the environment, allowing connection to flourish. Another important factor is emotional variety. A healthy relationship contains multiple tones: comfort, excitement, playfulness, seriousness, intimacy. Monotony can dull engagement, while constant intensity can exhaust. Balanced variety keeps the experience dynamic without destabilizing it. Humor plays a subtle but powerful role. Shared laughter reduces stress and strengthens bonding through neurological mechanisms that reinforce trust and closeness. Being able to lighten difficult moments without dismissing them creates resilience within the relationship. Responsiveness also shapes experience. Acknowledging her feelings, validating concerns, and showing interest in her perspective communicate that she matters. Ignoring or minimizing emotional cues can create distance even if practical support is present. Importantly, emotional experience is cumulative. One negative interaction rarely determines loyalty, but repeated patterns do. Frequent criticism, sarcasm, or indifference can slowly shift the atmosphere toward discomfort. Conversely, consistent warmth and respect build a reservoir of goodwill that buffers occasional conflict. Presence is another dimension. Being physically present but mentally distracted can feel like absence. Genuine attention, listening without multitasking, engaging fully in shared activities, enhances perceived connection. She experiences time together as meaningful rather than perfunctory. Many men focus on solving problems while overlooking emotional tone. Practical solutions are valuable, but empathy often matters more in the moment. Feeling heard reduces distress even before circumstances change. Ultimately, she chooses the environment where her emotional baseline is highest. Leaving would mean forfeiting not just a partner, but a reliable source of positive experience. The relationship becomes a place she returns to for renewal rather than escape. This is why loyalty can persist even through challenges when the underlying emotional climate remains supportive. Problems feel manageable because the connection itself is nourishing. In the long run, memories fade, circumstances change, but emotional impressions endure. The way you make someone feel becomes the narrative they associate with you. And people rarely abandon the place where they consistently feel most alive. In the end, loyalty is not secured by effort alone. You can give time, attention, protection, affection, and stability. Yet if the deeper emotional experience is missing, commitment can still erode. This does not mean those efforts are meaningless. It means they are tools, not the foundation itself. A woman is loyal to what feels irreplaceable in her life. She stays where she feels like her best self, where peace outweighs anxiety, where respect is consistent, where growth feels possible, where the emotional atmosphere nourishes rather than drains, where the relationship carries meaning beyond convenience. Remove that sense of irreplaceability, and loyalty becomes fragile. Another person does not need to be objectively better to disrupt the bond, only to offer an experience that feels more aligned with her needs in that moment. Stoicism reframes this truth in a powerful way. You cannot control another person's attachment, but you can control the qualities you embody. Instead of trying to hold someone through pressure or obligation, you focus on becoming someone whose presence naturally generates stability, clarity, and depth. Importantly, irreplaceability does not come from perfection. It comes from authenticity combined with consistency. Flawless performance can feel artificial, while genuine character feels trustworthy. When your actions align with your principles over time, she learns what to expect, and that predictability becomes comforting rather than dull. Another crucial insight is that loyalty must be reciprocal. One person alone cannot sustain the experience indefinitely. When both partners contribute to emotional climate, respect, and shared purpose, commitment strengthens organically. It becomes something protected by both sides, not enforced by one. Many men attempt to secure loyalty by limiting options, controlling behavior, monitoring interactions, or demanding reassurance. These tactics may create compliance temporarily, but they undermine attraction because they replace choice with constraint. True devotion requires freedom. She must be able to leave to genuinely choose to stay. Ultimately, the strongest relationships are not maintained by fear of loss, but by appreciation of value. She remains not because she cannot find alternatives, but because none feel worth the trade-off. This perspective transforms how you approach connection. You stop competing with other men and start refining the experience you offer. You become calm where others are chaotic, grounded where others are unstable, purposeful where others drift. And when your presence consistently improves her life, emotionally, mentally, and practically, loyalty ceases to be something you request. It becomes something she protects. Because in the end, women are not loyal to promises. They are loyal to the reality they live every day. Become the man whose presence feels like home, growth, and meaning at once, and you will not need to chase loyalty. It will attach itself to you, quietly, steadily, and far more powerfully than any demand ever could.